Is there a limit to growth? Certainly there's a limit, but I don't know that we found it.
If you and Phil Heath are 100% on game day, who wins?
They're not mentally ready.
I expect to be the last man standing this.
No matter how well you place it the last show, this is the one everybody remembers.
When you line up the best in the world, it's so easy to judge.
It'll be a great event.
I think most people, when they think of bodybuilders, are kind of like these huge guys, right? That are very advanced, have advanced bodies, of course, and often called meatheads. But I don't think people think of them as being very intelligent. I found out kind of the opposite thing, where talking to guys like Kai and the other guys, you see a very advanced level of intelligence, and they're very savvy guys when it comes to science, when it comes to actual workouts. And of course, you can see in Kai's case, he's an artist also, and that's something I think most people, and maybe myself even, didn't expect to see. How also spiritual they are. So it's especially when it comes to the professional guys that really are on top of their game.
The artistic mind, I think, is one of those things that you have to access in order to become a competitive bodybuilder, because you just can't have a conversation about competitive bodybuilding without thinking about how a bodybuilding competition is judged. You have a symmetry round, you have a muscularity round, and then you have what used to be the judgment on the posing aspect of it. So all of those things, primarily, I think, are spoken to loudest by the idea of thinking about the artistic mind. But we start to talk about symmetry or proportion, balance. You can't have that conversation without, on some level, considering or accessing the artistic mind.
It's not a film about steroids per se, so we address that at the right part, I think, and we handle it in an honest way. We talk about the good, we talk about some of the bad, we talk about in general, what people think about it. But of course, steroids, I think, is a huge subject in itself. So if you really want to address it in a more honest way, you have to make a whole film about it. Because I think most of us, when we talk about steroids, we don't really know anything about it. That's how I feel. We hear things in the news here and there. Somebody got busted or somebody's being accused of steroids, but we don't really know what it even is and how the culture of it and how they're being spread and everything else. So I think to talk about it in more detail, you have to really make a more in-depth study about it and go that way. So.
Truth be told, contest time, okay, now it's back to focusing on what I have to do. I have to concentrate now on getting on top of my game. My next meal is when? What did I do last? Did I do my cardio this morning? Okay, where are my pills? Did I do? Okay, where am I going now? I'm going this way. How many branch chain amino did I take? Am I okay? All right, here we go. All right, walking. I'm flexing my hamstrings. I'm flexing my glutes. When I get on stage, quarter turn to the right. Be able to keep my abdominals in. So this whole mental, this internal monologue that at times becomes a conversation with the other person inside, but it's an attempt to continually walk through this checklist that's, all encompassing. My thoughts are everything. And if I expect to be this successful athlete, then I need to focus on being successful athlete all day. A champion is a champion, not because of accepting awards when the lights are on, but because of the decisions he makes all day, every day. So it never ends,